Hello and welcome to another episode of the Back Bone Zone. Been a hot second. It's actually been today. It has been a month since I moved from Canberra up to Queensland, up to Bundaberg in Queensland, and mate, it's been such an ordeal in terms of a lot more work and a lot more effort than what I could have expected to have done, but it's been really good in other instances as well. I just thought that I would have been able to get back up and running a lot faster, but it's been a big move, way bigger than I could have expected. So I appreciate you waiting on me having to get stuff set up, and I know the podcast is a micro part of that, but it's something that I enjoy doing just because it's a way of being able to connect with other BMX riders. So I thought I'd come on and just share with you a few things that's been going on behind the scenes, and speak to you about a bunch of current events and upcoming events and my thoughts on the BMX industry and community and scene and everything like that, as well as what I wanted to really explain was how and why Backbone is up here in Queensland. So firstly, my name's Tyson, and if you haven't listened to any of the other podcasts before, then please go back and listen to them. I actually have a few guests lined up, and I've done podcasts with a couple of other guests as well. So this is going to be back up and running. It's just been a hell of a month, or a couple of months really. This has been a lot longer of a process to move a business and your family across the country. So the moving story is that it goes in early July. Well, earlier than that, actually. We packed up our old shop in Belco and moved into a temporary space. We were just running online for a while, and then I had to move this stuff up here. But the removalist company came, and they were like, well, there's no way that you can fit all the stuff in, and we can't take it all. And I was like, oh my God, this is going to be hectic. So anyway, we spent a few days packing and cleaning, and then drove up. So for those that don't know, it's about 1,500 Ks north kilometers. It takes about 2 days to drive it if you're not a psycho. You would stay overnight and keep driving. So especially when I've got a young son, so it took me 2 10-hour days to drive up. Anyway, drove up, got here on this Sunday night, woke up on the Monday morning, hopped back on a plane, flew back to Canberra, met a truck company who you can hire trucks from, and then you can drive it interstate, and then they'll pick it up from you interstate. So I met those guys the next day, and then spent a whole day packing a truck up to the rafters with stuff that was left over from the move. And shout out to the crew that came and helped. All my mates in Canberra came and helped me. That was sick. And then jumped in the truck the next day. So Monday flew down, got the truck on was it Monday? Maybe a Tuesday I flew down. So we arrived Monday night, flew Tuesday, Wednesday got the truck, packed the truck on Wednesday all day, woke up really early Thursday morning, drove back up, got to Tweed Heads the first day, and then drove the next whatever it was 7-8 hours. Had a quick stop at Pizzey Pump Track, which was very impressive. It was the best pump track I've ever seen. no pump tracks like that in Canberra. But and then come back, and then it's just been me here packing and setting everything up in Bundaberg. This is the new space. Got a bunch of stuff that I still have to do, bunch of stock that's coming in, bikes being built up, all that sort of jazz. It's just me here. So I thought I would touch on that because I guess those that are in the inner circle of, you know, all my mates and things like that know the story. But basically, Riss and I, as a complete backstory, Riss Williams opened Back Bone in 2005. I was actually one of his first customers through the door, or he says his first customer through the door. And in 2005, actually, he took me to his house with where his stock was sitting at that time in 2005. So that's 19 years ago for those that, you know, want to know. And I ordered some wheels off him, and then I picked them up on the day that he opened the shop. So first customer through the shop. And anyway, I started working there not long after as an 18-year-old dude who was also studying web design and multimedia. I said I could help with the website. I also just helped doing a bunch of stuff. I was, you know, like a lot of 18-year-olds that are obsessed with BMX, just keen to help and do stuff. And started working there. Worked there for about 10 years until in 2016 I bought in, and Riss and I became 50-50 partners in Backbone. And then we continued on, and then last year, which is 2023, sort of right at the end of the year, Riss and I decided that Riss wasn't going to continue doing Backbone, and I was going to take the reins 100%. And then with that, obviously, I decided that I was going to move to Queensland. The move to Queensland has just been a full family move, so got nothing to do with the shop really, apart from it's a cool change. It's definitely different to be able to almost start again, start fresh, and then, you know, still have a big I don't know, hopefully I can have a big influence or say or help with, you know, the Canberra BMX scene as well. But I guess that's the whole deal with Backbone is we just try to help to build BMX in not just Australia but the world. So that's our whole deal with it. And the thing about Riss leaving, you know, it's obviously sad because he's my best mate, as well as someone that I worked every single day with for the past, 18 years. So it's, Riss and I, we're best mates because of that. And then we spent, even when the shop was closed, we'd spend all the rest of our time building jumps together. So we definitely did it all together for almost 2 decades. But for those that want to have a little bit of a little bit more information, for those that care, running a BMX shop is damn stressful, and you kind of wish that it wasn't. But when you are just trying to work to support a family and to, obviously pay the bills and all that sort of stuff, it can definitely take its toll on you. And Riss is 10 years older than I am, and he's got 3 kids who are teenagers now. He just wants to be able to look after and provide them with the things that is necessary. And he just decided that it wasn't something, having a BMX shop unfortunately wasn't really providing that. And then on top of that, I guess we also, it was something where I wanted to move to Queensland, having a young child and having I don't have any family in Canberra, and my wife doesn't have any family in Canberra, so we decided that it would be best to try and move to where our family is, to have them be around our son. And that was something that, risks. How's that going to happen? We couldn't figure out what was going to happen, but whether we were going to have 2 shops or whatever. But at the end of the day, it became a really good opportunity for Riss came about at the same time, where he could build jumps at Stromlo Forest Park as a trail maintenance guy full time, which is the spot that has the Hillfire trails that we got built last year for ACTJam. And he was able to take that opportunity and run with it, and I'm able to continue to run Backbone. And I guess for those that maybe think that there's like some sort of weird bad blood, or it's a bit weird that I moved to Queensland and blah blah blah, one, I don't know, I don't really have an answer for you, because there's definitely no bad blood. Riss is still my best mate, and we talk all the time, and he's helped me through what I can only describe as the hardest time of my life moving up here. And he has said to me that he's still Backbone's biggest fan, so he's going to do whatever it takes to help me to quote unquote succeed. But that's pretty much the moving story in a nutshell. I guess obviously I don't want to go I try to be as positive as I can, but I guess I'll quickly touch on the whole mental health, I guess is how I'll describe it. So this whole thing has been particularly difficult for a few reasons. One of it is, as I kind of briefly touched on, running a BMX shop is super hard in this day and age. It seems like we are all BMX shops seem to just aggressively price to where no one makes any money except for those with the deepest pockets. And Backbone is definitely, it was only ever just Riss that started it, and it was only ever me that came in as someone who had worked there prior, you know what I mean? So I'm not Richie Rich, that's for sure. And I think that sort of stuff can take its toll. At the end of the day, when you're doing something that you love so much, which is BMX, you do put I definitely put the love that I have for BMX and Backbone I definitely put that over earning money. And so that's just been a real tough thing to navigate being here, because of the time that it's taken to move and set up and all those sorts of things. Your business isn't running business as usual, so it becomes a pretty stressful and mentally taxing task. But I'm hoping you just got to keep pushing and keep doing it one day at a time, and definitely the support of people like Riss and just my friends calling me up, and obviously my family and whatnot. That's been a huge help. Being outside has been a huge help. Riding my bike's been a huge help. That's been one of the things that I've probably neglected, to be honest, in the last month, has been riding my bike. So I've been trying to do that a lot more. The reason why I've been neglecting riding my bike is essentially because I've been too busy. I've been trying to work so much to make it happen. I'm sure that those that own their own business will know the feeling of work not stopping. Like, I will be doing things sometimes at 2:30 in the morning, which sounds ridiculous, but I'm telling you, like, I would say that I work too much on trying to make things happen, and especially when I don't want to rest on my laurels at all. Like, I want to continue to try and build the BMX community. I don't know if that will mean that monetarily that will come back, but that's the thing that I strive to do, is to build this thing that is sick, which is BMX, and continue to do that sort of thing. That's essentially the purpose of Backbone. I'd love to continue to foster that and keep building. Just always building the BMX scene and always building everything about what's sick in BMX. So that's my whole purpose, and that's sort of my little rant on mental health, and kind of ties into the moving story and whatnot. The building of the scene and the community, that's another topic that I wanted to touch on, which was for those that follow Backbone and follow myself and the whole shebang, is that I did some work with Pete McKellar from the Blue Groove BMX. So he's got a BMX shop in Brizzy, does a shitload of coaching and events and all that sort of stuff. I actually have done commentary with him for the Nationals for the last 2 years. Oh, actually, I didn't do the one up in Brisbane, but I'll probably do that with him this year. But we did last year in Melbourne, and then in 2022 in Melbourne as well at Ramp Fest, which was really sick. And then I got him, I was able to fly him down for Act Jam for him to commentate the Act Jam, which was sick too. And then I hit him up a few months ago and I said, dude, we should just do our own commentary for the Olympics and call it Back in the Groove. And he was down, and then we did the Olympic commentary at his shop in Brisbane. And I guess I wanted to touch on that because of the whole purpose of Backbone and building the community and all that sort of thing, is that Pete and I, we have two shops. You could see that as being competitors, right? But we care about BMX enough to be like, dude, it makes way more sense for us to come together and work together to make BMX even sicker, because he runs events that's awesome. I run events that are awesome. If we both work together, it's really hard to run events solo and to always be doing sort of things together. But if we work together, then all of a sudden we're able to accomplish more. I don't know if you've ever dug at the trails by yourself, but when you dig by yourself, you're obviously a badass. But if you've got two people or another person helping you, you can get more than double the work done. So for example, if you're digging a pit to take that dirt and stack a landing, you've got to like pick the pit away, then you've got to grab your shovel, and then you've got to load the wheelbarrow with your shovel, and then you've got to put your shovel down, and now you've got to wheelbarrow the dirt to the place that you're putting the landing, and repeat that process. But if there's two of you, all of a sudden when you're picking the shelf of clay, someone is there with the shovel digging that clay away and putting it in the wheelbarrow, and then they're doing that quite fast, and then when you're done picking, they fill the wheelbarrow, and then you push the wheelbarrow. So all of a sudden you're just moving way faster. So and you can just get more stuff done. So that's my kind of idea behind, Pete and I working together, and just doing things to help build the scene. We just both love BMX, and that was one thing with us doing the back in the groove commentary, was just to have fun with it and just show that we are we're an alliance, or we've got we're standing together, making BMX sick. So, which kind of moves into the Olympic stuff. Obviously the Olympics came and went. Sorry about that, got a phone call. It was an important one. So Pete and I, we did the Olympic commentary for Back in the Groove, which was really, really fun. The Olympics has come and went, obviously. We did really well in the women's. Natalia in freestyle came third. It was definitely exciting to watch, to see whether she was going to make it happen for to get on the podium. Hannah Roberts was the last person to ride, and she made it happen. So, Hannah crashed. Natalia put a sick run together. Boom, ended up in third, and then Saya Sakakibara in the in the racing, smashed it, gold medal. So that was sick. Obviously, you've no doubt seen it all. The bloody breakdancing has tarnished the entire thing, which is ridiculous. But anyhow, the whole reason why I bring up the Olympics, and the whole reason why Pete and I, did the Olympic commentary, and I back the competitive side of BMX for sure, even though it's not what I find myself wanting to do with BMX. I think that it's just good to be in support of BMX rather than be against it. There's I just think it's really weird when we're such this small anti we're kind of anti-establishment. We're kind of this counterculture, and I'm talking about BMX. We're very counterculture, and we're very much not doing what the norm is, which is let's just say that the norm is team sports, or whatever you want to call it. BMX has always been that kind of punk, left of center type of sport, art form, whatever you want to call BMX. It's definitely a lifestyle, and I just don't see the point in not supporting facets of BMX that in its essence is still freestyle BMX, or even BMX racing. I think that if people have good character, then that's the thing that you should be supporting. And I've met Logan. He's come to the Act Jam. He seems like a really nice dude, and he's just a guy that is very disciplined, and he rides his bike an absolute shit ton. He's back riding his bike a bunch already after the Olympics, even though he came up short and crashed both his runs. He's back riding. He obviously loves riding, and he just so happens to do it as a profession. To me, that is almost the most BMX that you can get. He has sacrificed, and he has pushed to get so good at BMX that he's made it his profession. To me, that is as hardcore as it can get. Like, how is it less hardcore than going and working in an office job where you're working for some big company, or you're working building houses for someone that has nothing to do with BMX? You know, you are contributing to things that aren't BMX all the time. It's just for some reason the quote-unquote hardcore BMXers get their knickers in a knot every time someone rides really hard and then gets rewarded monetarily for it. I don't know. I just don't get it. So that's why I do the Olympics, that's why I do the Olympic commentary, and that's why I back it, is because, one, I don't really give a fuck what you what you think. Like, I'm one person, and you know, I just care about BMX, so it is what it is. If you don't like it, then that's fine. Just go do your version of BMX. That is the takeaway of all this. If you don't like one thing, then that doesn't matter, because you just do what you like and you don't worry about what other people like. That's the easiest way to put it. If you don't like riding street, then don't hang shit on people that ride street. Just do what you like doing. If you like riding trails, if you like digging trails, then you by all means do that. And if someone else is doing something over here, you don't have to take part in it, but understand that there is a lot more to it than what you are criticizing them about. You know, I think that it's important. Well, I feel like as my job or my role, or what I feel like I'm here to do, my purpose is to help to raise BMX and to take care of BMX from a BMXer perspective. You know, like, I'm not some dude who's some suit that's making money on BMX. I am fully here for it, and I just want to see it grow and get better. And I think that we have seen in Australia, we have seen a direct improvement on BMX facilities, on BMX funding, on you know, core events like ACJAM. People sit up and take notice of it more because of what has happened in the Olympics in the mainstream. Means there's more eyeballs on it, so then that way core events and grassroots events gets more help from it. Things like, you know, the most core event that there would be, like, say for example Swamp Fest, that's a sick event, and it's very, very much different and a departure and from Olympic BMX. But the companies that are involved in helping Swamp Fest make it happen, that company's success can be attributed to what has happened with things like the Olympics or things like the X Games or corporate events that BMX has taken part of. You know, the Vans Pro Cup is an example of a big multi-million-dollar company, Vans, taking part in a BMX event. You know, Vans isn't a BMX company, but they look after BMX, and they use their ability to reach the general public, and then they take what's sick about BMX and then show that to the general public, and then they sell shoes from it. That's what it is. So, like, I think that the Olympic riders and all of the hard work and their dedication towards create like that journey, which is a multiple year journey, and I'm sure would be, you know, a lot of trials and tribulations along the way. Natalia, for example, has gone through like 5 major surgeries. I think she's had 5 knee reconstructions or something like that. So yeah, all I'm saying is Pete and I, we backed it. It was really fun, and it's really cool to bring that level of fun to an event like that, and it's something that I want to continue to do. You know, our ultimate goal is to do it as like a just do it with events like this from now on, big events, and I guess bring that more core side of BMX and a bit more insight into the commentary. So yeah, it was really fun. And I guess that was a bit of a rant with why people should care about the Olympics, but I guess again, to reiterate, if you don't care about the Olympics, then that's totally fine. Just don't shit on it, is what I'm sort of saying. I think it's just a part of BMX that is happening that takes the people that are involved as riders a hell of a lot of dedication, and it's just a different type of dedication that not a lot of people get to see or realize, because it takes not only a huge amount of talent, but it also takes I guess sacrifice, to approaching it like a job. And I think that just because they approach BMX like a job doesn't also mean that they don't enjoy BMX. And like I said before, Logan's back on his bike riding, having sessions. If it was just his job, he wouldn't be doing it outside of, like a couple of weeks after the Olympics is finished. So, yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. So, in terms of events, so we've put it out there. ACJam is November 1 through 3. So it's going to be up at Stromlo, as well as obviously we'll have it at other places that are yet to be announced. It's going to be a hell of a event this year. It'll be the first, not the first time, but we've been able, as a club, to actually house all of the ramps that we have. So the ramp setup, I think, this year is going to be off the charts. It's going to be super exciting. Definitely, in Canberra this year. And then I really want to, and I'm not saying that this is, I'm going to hold myself, I guess, a bit accountable by putting this out publicly, but my intention is to create a 2 event a year thing where ACJam is ACJam Canberra, and then ACJam maybe on tour, with it being up in Queensland. So that's what I'm trying to bring together, is ACJam late in the year in Canberra, and ACJam on tour in the middle of the year in Queensland. So I think that'll be really sick. I also have another idea that I'm really hoping to bring to fruition over the next year, to do with BMX events. My thing is I love doing the grassroots coaching and the grassroots jams and events and all that sort of stuff, but I love the idea of being able to potentially move the needle and do things that may inspire a generation or get kids riding. I think they both have their merit. It's interesting, coaching kids from a grassroots level. And if you can be a positive influence to one rider, like in real life, and this doesn't just go for me as a coach, but it goes for everyone that rides BMX. If you can be at the skate park and be a positive influence on a young kid that's riding, then that speaks volumes, and it can change the course of a young rider's life. If they're there and they have someone who's a positive influence that's also riding, that's a little bit older, you don't know how that could positively affect them. That could get them moving on the right path. That could get them help. It could get them looking towards the positive aspects in their life rather than be looking at maybe some of the negative shit that they have going on at home. So on a grassroots, one-to-one level, being positive and helping out riders in real life is so important and it can't be overlooked. But on the flip side to that, I think that creating events and things that will hopefully be remembered and things that will be talked about and things that potentially help to steer the ship of BMX in a positive direction, that then has that trickle down effect that might be the thing that gets a kid to choose a BMX bike instead of choosing XYZ other thing because they saw that event on TV or on YouTube, or they saw that rider compete at that thing, or they were able to watch that edit. That has huge ramifications and huge implications on how the health of BMX is as a broader picture. So I think that the two working together is super important. So one, that personal grassroots level, taking care of a rider at the local skate park, very, very important, showing them positive encouragement and reinforcement and things like that, but then also getting that rider there and getting them to choose BMX and turning them into a rider, and then having reasons to continue to ride, to aspire to look towards that event or that jam or whatever it may be, creating that bigger thing that is the draw card for BMX. That's what I want to create. You'll actually notice, for those that I know I got a lot of friends that are into MMA. I have this analogy where it's like MMA or martial arts is the martial art, so that you can do a whole bunch of different martial arts, right? But we're just going to lump them into one category. But it is the UFC as an organization that creates so much interest in martial arts that then spurs the general public to be like, I am going to try and learn. I'm going to go to this jiu-jitsu school because I saw whoever. Or I'm going to go and start doing Muay Thai because I saw, Dan Hooker tape someone to the body or whatever, like that. It's that big organization and that thing that has created excitement and hype around a sport or a lifestyle, in this instance martial arts, that then when that person goes to do that martial art, it's then at that grassroots level in the class where they meet their other people, and then maybe they have positive reinforcement that turns them into being like, oh, I've gone from being this fan of this thing that I don't know if I can do it, to now I'm like all in because I have a coach at my martial arts school that's really positive in my life. So I want to create essentially I want to create the UFC of BMX. I want to be able to create an event that inspires people to be like, wow, BMX is the sickest thing. I'm going to start trying to do that. And the thing about creating the UFC of BMX is that I want to do it because I've been riding BMX my whole life, and that is that gets me out of bed in the morning, is to make BMX sick from a BMX's perspective. So we'll see how we go. I'm not going to give too much away, but yeah, that's a pretty cool, daily drive and inspiration for me, and that's essentially the purpose of Back Bone. Is I'm trying to make Back Bone to become more than a shop. I want it to be the brand that people think of when people think of BMX and hardcore BMX and just badass BMX. I want it to be Back Bone. So hopefully by doing these podcasts you can join in, you can give me feedback. I love hearing everyone's comments, good or bad, positive or negative. It's enjoyable to me. And I just wanted to say a part of this podcast is just to thank everyone for being a part of Backbone definitely over the last 19 years. That's for sure. But the last few months have been particularly challenging. But Backbone is, as the name suggests, you got to have a backbone to do this thing. And I'm excited to move into this, write this new chapter. Same book, same badass Backbone book, just a new chapter. So just wanted to thank everyone for all of the support. And in terms of podcasts, I plan on continuing to pump them out. So thanks a lot for listening, and I'm excited to keep moving forward. Lastly, so I'll plug the site. Head to backbonebmx.com. There's a bunch of Backbone apparel. Make sure you get onto it. And keep an eye out. I will be putting more stuff up about ACTJam. I'll be putting more stuff up about jams and things like that I'll be running here in Queensland, in Bundaberg area. And I'm excited. Thanks again. See you on the next one.